Hey everyone, so some of you may be wondering why I titled this video The Healing Powers of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm not saying that Dungeons & Dragons can actually physically heal me, but I do believe that it is contributing to my overall healing progress. Of course, I've been doing everything the doctor has been saying, which has been to take my medication to help with the pain. I've been taking some supplements to help kind of heal from the inside. I've been also putting lotions on that help with the scarring overall of the incision area. But what I'm talking about in terms of healing in this case is from more of a mental and emotional perspective. Uh, Being stuck in your house for a month or more can be a little bit boring, for lack of better words. There's only so much social interaction that you can do. I'm fortunate that I also work from home and that I teach piano, so I'm able to interact with my students and their parents. But beyond that, there really isn't that much social interaction. I mean, I do visit with my parents, but it's not quite the same as, say, when people come to visit. And I find that when people come to visit, it helps distract me from the pain, the discomfort that I'm going through. It just takes my mind off of the overall procedure. So to that end, that's where Dungeons and Dragons comes in. A while back, a friend messaged me and goes, "Hey, I want to try being a DM, which is a dungeon master. Would you be interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons?" I'd never played Dungeons and Dragons before, but I'd always wanted to. So I said, "Sure, I'm in, but is it okay if we have the Dungeons and Dragons at my place because I can't really get out of the house much right now?" So he was okay with that. And I said, "What do I have to do to get ready?" And he says, "Well, you're going to have to create a character, and you're also going to have to create a backstory." So I don't really know that much about Dungeons and Dragons, so I had to do research for it. But that was actually quite fun because, again, it took my mind off of the overall just pain that I was going through and just uh, gave me something to do. So it was really fun being able to come up with this character, deciding what race I was going to be, what class I was going to be, and even just creating a backstory. I found that in the process of doing that, I was able to go longer without having to take the pain medications. My mind was taken off of just the discomfort that I was going through. So it really helped me in even just preparing to play Dungeons and Dragons by creating this character. So I had a blast with that. And then when everybody came over to play Dungeons and Dragons, it was even better than just when I was by myself creating my character. Actually going through the game, which, I mean, to me, I love RPG games, JRPG games, and to be kind of like interactive and be a part of it was a lot of fun. It took my mind off of just like everything, and it was just great overall to just have fun, to have conversations with friends, and to laugh. And I do believe that laughter is the best medicine. And to that end, after the first time playing Dungeons and Dragons, the very next day was the best that I have felt since I had, uh, well, since before I went in for surgery. I was not in pain. I was able to go the longest that I had ever been able to without having to take extra strength Tylenol. So, I mean, I just think that the interaction with my friends and just being able to take my mind off of the overall situation that with my body was really quite helpful. So I know that some people, when they're recovering from surgery, they want to be left alone. They don't want people to see them in the state that they're in, and I get that. But for me, it's actually kind of the opposite. As long as you don't mind seeing me in like basically in like PJs or loungewear, then I would love to have you come visit because it's just nice to be able to talk to people, and it's also nice to be able to just take my mind off of the surgery that I've had. So of course, if you know someone who's going through the same thing or is has just gone through a surgery, I would encourage you to contact that person, see how they're doing, and maybe ask if they would be willing to have you come visit because it could make their day. It could actually help them with their overall recovery progress. So, to that end, I'm very grateful to my friends who invited me to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I mean, we've played a couple of times now, and I look forward to the next games in the future because I really do think that it's just great for my overall mental health and for the recovery progress for me. And we've had another game since, and again, same thing. The next day I felt great and was able to go even longer without medication. In fact, overall, I've been able to go much longer without having to take Tylenols. There are a few times where I try to push myself a bit, and yes, I do have to take the medicine more often, but I really do contribute just the overall mental state that I'm in, the happiness that I try to always keep a positive outlook in terms of the recovery has really helped. So, you know, to that, I really want to thank my friends who invited me to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I look forward to being able to play more games beyond the recovery progress that I am going through. With that being said, bye.